KidNuz fans, need to get your kids organized for that big news story they're about to break? Maybe get them up to speed on the importance of voting or the impact of AI. We've just teamed up with some great books and brands to bring you products we think they'll love. Also in the mix, a way to rep KidNuz with a future news reporter t-shirt, or one with the 5 questions all good journalists must answer: who, what, where, when, and why. All the swag and more can be found on our new Starglow store. Just go to starglowmedia.com/KidNuz. That's starglowmedia.com/KidNuz. Happy shopping!
Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Tori. Today is Thursday, January 25th, 2024. And we begin with a zoo in Great Britain hatching a plan to get its potty-mouthed parrots to stop swearing. Lincolnshire Wildlife Park revealed they are taking 8 African gray parrots who have a habit of squawking words that are quite unbecoming and putting them with 92 non-swearing birds in a bid to improve their language. 5 of the parrots went viral in 2020 for their shocking vocabulary and had to be kept from visitors. Says park executive Steve Nichols, the language that came out of their carrying boxes was really bad. Not normal swear words. These were proper expletives. Even worse, the birds laugh after cussing. With the move, it's hoped the rest of the birds will drown them out and clean them up. But if the experiment fails, Mr. Nichols warns, they might have 100 swearing parrots. The African gray parrots are one of the most intelligent birds on the planet. According to a 2019 Harvard study, this type of parrot can perform cognitive tasks that rival a 5-year-old human. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma may soon have an unlikely honor, the tallest building in the United States. Developers are adding a few hundred more feet onto plans for the Bricktown Tower to reach 1,907 feet, a height that would honor the year that Oklahoma was admitted as the 46th state. If approved by city officials, that would make it taller than New York City's Freedom Tower, which stands at 1,776 feet. Oklahoma City is one of the fastest growing cities in America and is home to about 680,000 people. There is no Ken without Barbie. That's the reaction of actor Ryan Gosling, who went public yesterday to slam the Oscar snub of his co-star Margot Robbie and director Greta Gerwig. Gosling, who played Ken and did receive a nomination for Best Supporting Actor, said he was honored to be nominated, but was extremely disappointed that the 2 people most responsible for the, quote, history-making, globally celebrated film were left out. The Barbie movie racked up 8 nominations in all, including for costume design, production design, and 2 original songs. And Gerwig and Robbie did receive recognition in the adapted screenplay and producer categories, respectively, but not for director and best actress. According to The Guardian, the snub created a historic firestorm, especially on social media, where users pointed out a man getting credit for a woman's work is sort of the entire point of Barbie, and that Gosling made the right move by calling it out. A kerfuffle is brewing between the U.S. and Great Britain, but it has nothing to do with politics. Instead, it revolves around how to make the perfect cup of tea, a beverage long steeped in England's past. At issue, recent claims by a U.S.-based chemistry professor who says adding a pinch of salt will reduce the drink's bitterness. Despite the existence of scientific data to back up the claim, backlash in British social media has been fast and furious. Even the United States Embassy in the UK has stepped in, poo-pooing the idea and assuring worried Brits that adding salt to their national drink will never be official U.S. policy. American diplomats jokingly went a step further, assuring concerned parties that they will continue to make tea in the proper way by microwaving it. Does your pup wag his tail because he's happy to see you, or because you are happy to see him? It might actually be the latter. A new study published in the Biology Letters journal found that over time, humans likely alter dogs' tail-wagging habits without even realizing it. A team of researchers studied how the species changed in the 35,000 years since dogs were domesticated from wolves. Wolves do not wag their tails as much as dogs, but the scientists found that tail wags made people happy, and that humans selected for that trait when they had dogs join the family. Why do we like tail wagging? According to the Washington Post, it's rhythmic, and previous studies have found rhythms trigger brain activity that make people feel joyful. Next, the researchers hope to study the brains of dogs to shed light on what the pups are thinking and feeling while they're wagging. Still to come, a Parisian digs up a pretty dope diamond in Arkansas. But first, today's KidNuz quiz. How many foul-mouthed parrots are being relocated in Great Britain? 8, in a bid to clean up their language. A U.S. chemistry professor says adding what to tea reduces its bitterness. Salt. If approved, where will the new tallest building in the U.S. be? Oklahoma City. According to a new study, why do dogs wag their tails? Possibly because it makes humans happy. In today's KidNuz Kicker, another big find at the Crater of Diamonds State Park in Arkansas. A visitor from Paris recently unearthed a 7.46-carat deep brown sparkler the size of a gumdrop. Julian Navis told ABC News he rented a basic diamond hunting kit at the park and dug for most of the day. It's back-breaking work, he told reporters, so by afternoon he stopped digging and started looking for anything near the surface. Lucky for him, the park had just plowed, and recent rains made the gems easier to find. At this point, the value of his discovery is unknown. According to the park, more than 75,000 diamonds have been found since the Crater of Diamonds State Park first opened in 1972. Before we go, shout-outs to our KidNuz classroom, starting with Mrs. Leitner and her Bulldogs at Shoto School in Shoto, Montana. Mr. Hazelberg and his Mighty Cardinals at Mayville School in Mayville, Wisconsin. And Mrs. Konzen and her Cougars at Hiawatha School in Hiawatha, Iowa. Thanks for listening. Please rate and review us wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see you back here for more KidNuz tomorrow morning.